Hey everyone. The past couple weeks, my goal was to learn how to write calligraphy. And by doing this, I used a lot of YouTube videos to visually see different ways to form letters and different movements to use. And I found that very, very helpful. And I would practice a lot every day, probably like maybe I set a goal for an hour every day that I would practice. And this was my notepad that I would practice with. And in the beginning, I just practiced using lines, my heavy downstroke, light upstroke, and then it kind of um, turned into squiggles and circles. Then I found these worksheets that allowed me to trace the letters and then kind of form them on my own, and I was able to just print a bunch of these worksheets out, and eventually I did it on my own without these worksheets and without the lines, and the yellow stars next to it were the letters that were giving me some trouble, and I needed to have some extra practice on those letters and how to form them. When I started writing calligraphy, I ordered calligraphy markers, and their tips are slanted, and there's different thicknesses. So they came in like a 3mm, a 2mm, 2.5mm tip, but I found that very challenging, and I wasn't producing the thickness that I liked in my handwriting. So I found these markers, which is just plain Crayola markers, but they were the thinner ones, thinking that it would be easier to use rather than the thick ones, but I still wasn't getting the look that I liked. I liked the very thin upstroke and then the very thick downstroke. So then I ended up just getting regular plain old thick Crayola markers, and it produced what I liked. It produced the letterings I liked. So I was able to have the thinness and the thickness that I liked to see in my handwriting. Here's just another example of some of the practice words that I used. During this couple weeks of practice, I relied on YouTube videos a lot, and these are the main YouTube videos that I found very helpful. I stumbled across beginner videos, which kind of helped me control my movement. So this video, for example, let me write circles and lines just to kind of show my hand how my hand should be moving. And this video kind of was a step-by-step process, like heavy downstroke, light upstroke, and how I could connect some of my letters. Then this video kind of introduced me to different utensils, and I played around with a couple, and I found that Crayola marker was the best fit for me at this time, and so I stumbled across this video, Crayola marker video, that kind of showed me how to use the marker and how to form my letters using Crayola marker. I hope you've enjoyed following me through my learning process on how to write calligraphy, and hopefully in the next couple weeks I can improve my skills even more. Thank you.